Hello, wonderful humans. Okay, we're going to look at this text first. All right, we've thought about tension, and perhaps I've explained to you, perhaps I haven't quite yet, how tension is conveyed. All right, it's slightly different in sort of like maybe a horror film than it is in a text, but there's actually quite a lot in common. All right. When a director is thinking about how to create an atmosphere of tension in, say, a horror film, right? There are certain things that they might do. So they might use noise or silence as a technique to get the audience a bit freaked out, okay, and tense. They might use darkness, all right, because that has the sense of mystery. It's questioning, you're not sure what's happening there. There's the unknown in the darkness, all right. Both of those are things that writers use as well to introduce tension. There might be flashes forward of possible danger, all right. The writer might try to be sort of hinting towards you that something is going to happen. There might be characters behaving in a certain way or speaking in a certain way from which you can tell they are tense, all right? And that tension gets passed on to either the viewer, in the case of a film, or the reader, in the case of a text like this, okay? So what I've started to do here is to highlight, and there's a key up here. All right, so all of these are the things that I've highlighted through the text. All right, I've actually started with just the red and orange, so the character focuses. Okay, the other things that I'm wanting for you to take a look at: descriptions of possible danger, delays in time, and any mentions of silence or darkness. Okay. I'm going to show you, I'm going to look through with you for some short sentences and think about maybe why they've been used and maybe look at these character focuses as well. Okay, so firstly, you've got the character focus. All right, right from the beginning, one of your characters is, I don't know, how are we interpreting that? I'm shaking like a kid. Maybe excitement, maybe a little bit of nerves, anticipation. Okay, so right from the beginning, we've got a little bit creeping tension in there. Okay, and then further down, the same character is almost lost for words. Okay, which implies that the tension's grown. Okay, it's got higher. And then further down again, speaking about the dinosaur this time, speaking about the T-Rex, it could reach up and grab the moon. Okay, could it? Is that a cheeky little bit of exaggeration there? Bit of hyperbole, right? But it shows that he's terrified of it, doesn't it? Right? It seems so enormous to him that it could grab the moon. It is intimidating, it's scary, okay? And then yet further down, we've got a different character giving commands to Eccles, because by that point he's having a real freak out. Oh, how would you put that, posh? He's become alarmed, greatly alarmed. And so at this point, he's actually incapable of speaking. Okay, the character that we were tracking earlier is incapable of speaking. He's got to the point where he's so scared he can only grunt. Okay. What's the technique there? Grunt is onomatopoeia because it's a word that sounds like the meaning of the word. Meh. Sounds like grunt. Okay. Good times. So that's how the characters put themselves across, if you will, or how the writer uses the characters' speech and dialogue to put their emotions across. But sometimes that'll come across in description instead. So let's look at the red points now. Okay. So here, the description goes with the dialogue, doesn't it? Okay. Eccles twitched his mouth. Okay. He's dead nervous at that point, isn't he? Okay. Further down still, the rifle in his hands seemed like a cap gun, which is like a kid's pretend, like a fake pistol, fake gun. Okay. Not like a pistol. Anyway, that's beside the point. BB gun. That's what it is basically, isn't it? Right. So the rifle in his hands seemed like a cap gun, right? Implies that at that point, he's feeling pretty defenseless against the dinosaur. all right? And if we go even further down, we come back to that grunt of helplessness, all right? His sense of helplessness, his sense of the fact that, you know, he's gonna perish, he's gonna die at the hands, claws of this dinosaur, all right, increases throughout. And that increases the tension with it, because the character's convinced that they're going to perish, going to die, and they become more and more scared. That sort of infects the reader. Would I say infects? Would I say affects? I'd say affects. Infects is probably a little bit weird. Okay. So we've seen there how the character led tension develops all the way through. All right. The short sentences will sometimes be in the character dialogue. All right. And when the short sentences is in character speech, direct speech, it tends to show that the character is nervous, anxious, tense. All right. And then you might want to think about why they're tense. Okay. When short sentences aren't used in the character dialogue, when they're used in description or to move the action along, it can be for different reasons. So, for example, here, everyone stopped. It sort of pulls you up short. It almost stops you a little bit. And there are some pauses like that throughout this section. So everyone stopped. Suddenly it all ceased, as if someone had shut a door, is not really a short sentence. But then the following two are actually extremely short, aren't they? They're actually fragment sentences. All right. So silence, I mean, that's the shortest sentence you can get, one word, isn't it, basically? Right. So silence, hey, technique in there. Maybe highlight that on your own thing, or make it in bold rather. Okay, so why has the writer used those short sentences at that point? It is to convey tension, because short sentences are sort of like a part of tension. It's to pull you up short. It's to focus you solely on that short, small concept. All right. So it's to focus you on the silence, okay, how utter it is, to get across that idea. If you were watching a film, it'd be easy to do, wouldn't it? It'd be noise, 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 you know, perhaps some creepy music, and then sudden silence, right? And then a sound of thunder, a crack of thunder, okay? That'd be easy to do in a film. These short sentences are the ways, a part of how a writer can convey that same idea that you might get in like that horror film. Okay. So what I would like you to look at are the descriptions of possible danger. Okay. You might want to look in this description of the dinosaur, or perhaps in the other sort of shorter but still significant description of the dinosaur. Okay. So maybe pick some quotes out there, put them in blue, all right? Then any delays in time, any time where the action isn't actually moving forward. Perhaps you've got really intense description, perhaps the characters are paused, okay? Any delay in time, that one's slightly more difficult, I would say, than the descriptions of possible danger, but give it a go. And then lastly, any points where it's silent or where darkness occurs. Okay, give that a go, guys. You total smashers.